What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and things just keep getting worse for Target. Now, I've got this video and then one more video today, both of which I'm going to remind people about the Memorial Day sale over at Coffee Brand Coffee. Promo code REMEMBER, 10% off. Get your Father's Day gift boxes today. They're selling fast, and I want to make sure that you can reserve yours now. You can find it all right on the homepage. There's a link on the top to the Father's Day gift boxes. If you don't want to get a gift box, but you want to check out whole bean or ground, about 20 different kinds of coffee we make, roast it ourselves, ship it ourselves, have the process soup to nuts, and bean to bag, bean to door, and would love for you to check it out. If these cold brews are awesome for the summer, you know, all that kind of stuff, and it supports the channel directly. So whether you're picking up your Father's Day gift box, reserving it, they ship next week, or picking up just something, they make a great gift. Our gift boxes are amazing. Like I said, they always sell out. You can customize and do your own. Promo code REMEMBER for Memorial Day, and yeah, pick it up. Here is a call shared by Myth-Informed Milwaukee at MythInformedMKE, always worth a follow on Twitter. With a Target phone call leaking, and then also interesting new Target donating to a group that promotes secret child gender transitions, and their CEO saying DEI is a great thing for our brand, creates benefits for our shareholders. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is what DEI is. Let's take a look at this video quick. Quote, "You still have to do this job. This isn't for everyone." Target, Kira Fernandez, Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer and Vice President of HR, tells all of Target employees to accept diversity, inclusion, and equity or find a new place to work.
It is important for us to also acknowledge that not everyone is going to believe or be bought into our strategies and our priorities on this topic.
Very diverse panel of 5 women.
They just aren't. And so when we talk about leader accountability and the importance of representation and these strategies and these goals being integrated into someone's responsibility, like just to be really pragmatic and practical, then it becomes, okay, you don't we may not be able to change your mind shift on appreciating why this is important. But you do understand that as a part of your job responsibilities, you will lead inclusively, you will have representation on your team, you will be responsible for these behaviors.
Why isn't there a single man represented here? Isn't that funny how that always works?
Values and expectations. And it also, quite frankly, puts a light on the folks that don't believe in this, but emphasizes that you still have to do it to do this job, to be a part of this company. And eventually, you'll see a change in their mindset.
I mean, she's literally admitting to programming her staff. You know, eventually they'll break down and just do it because they need to eat, right? These people need, you know, this and 2 other jobs to pay their bills, right? Haha. Diversity, equity, inclusion officer that probably makes 400 grand a year. These pores have to work. I mean, it's not like they're not going to work. So let's make sure they do diversity, equity, and inclusion too.
Or they may leave. And, you know, that's a part of this process too. This isn't for everyone. But what has to be for everyone is accountability, and accountability comes with transparency. It's really important.
Oh, yeah, very important. Someone who has a made-up job title that no company has ever existed ever is telling you it's important, should be important. The prerequisite for working at Target is being woke. Corporations forcing political ideology on its employees is illegal. All Target employees that don't support the woke mind virus should stay home for the holiday weekend. Yeah, I mean, I would say, you know, I think it's interesting that it's a requirement. Accountability, the stock market just gave Target shareholders $9 billion worth of accountability. I mean, this stuff is absolute nonsense, right? Absolute nonsense. And what you're going to start to see now is some big class action lawsuits, I think. Whether it's Bud Light, Anheuser-Busch, or Target, people losing all this money. This Target has repeatedly boasted about its efforts to support the the Gay, Lesbian, and Straight Education Network, an entity which helps teachers place LGBTQ books in school libraries and hide their students' so-called gender transitions from parents. Conservatives have launched a boycott against Target after the retail behemoth marketed a female swimsuit that is tuck-friendly and with extra crotch coverage. The retailer behemoth boasted last year about donating $2.1 million to GLSEN over the past decade, lauding the group's mission to create affirming, accessible, anti-racist spaces for LGBTQIA+ students. Target actively promotes GLSEN in its online store. GLSEN runs the Rainbow Library Initiative, through which individuals can purchase books such that the portions of the proceeds will be used for free volumes in school libraries. GLSEN has sent more than 46,000 LGBTQ books to several thousand schools across the nation, including posters and supplement resources for educators. This is what Target does with your money. This is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know why this is in the school, why this needs to be in the school, but I think that you can tell them, you can not shop there. And that's exactly what people are doing. Also, GLSEN, meanwhile, encourages educators to hide a student's intention to undergo so-called gender transition from parents and other schools' employees. Quote, staff or educators shall not disclose any information that may reveal a student's gender identity to others, including their parents or guardians and other staff, unless the student has authorized such disclosure. The information contained in school records requested by parent or guardian, or there is another compelling need. Oh, those are the three reasons. One model local education agency posted on the GLSEN website. Beyond the endorsement of explicit books, clandestine gender transitions, they also support the promotion of LGBTQ movement in every facet of school's curriculum. The organization has resources, for instance, that assist teachers in incorporating the ideology into math lessons. As teachers teach about data collection and relevance, they should include whether it's beneficial to include gender or biological assignment, being sure to reinforce that there's a difference between the two terms in math class. This is like the stuff that is I mean, why do you think that, 25% of Gen Z says they're LGBTQ NOP or whatever? It's because it's by design. It's not like an actual it's not an actual fluke. And it's like they for years it's like, oh, man, it's just more people feel comfortable in coming out, and I'm sure that that's some part of it. But I mean, when you're talking about these absurd percentages, I don't know if it was 26%, but it was up there. It was like 15, 16. It was some insane number. It's because they're being taught it in schools. They're being programmed and it's getting subsidized by Target. Target CEO, days before boycott. DEI is a great thing for our brand. Creates benefits for our shareholders. Well, that didn't age well, did it? The tide is turning. Prominent Christians talk effective Target and Bud Light boycott. Our primary purpose in doing this is not to make them hurt financially, but to make them not participate in evil. I don't know. For me, I want them hurt financially because that's the only language they understand. That is the only language of the corporation is money. Because you've seen how these initiatives and whatnot get tied to shareholder prices. Look what happened to the Tesla stock when they lost their woke environmental rating, which was clearly a political move in my opinion, when there's oil companies that are supposedly have 100% rating on what they do for the environment or whatever. Quote, they also continue, when students are creating their own surveys, if they want to include data for biological assignment, teachers need to make sure that they include both intersex as other and other as choices. If the students want to include data for gender, a variety of choices need to be included. I mean, what? You know, I think that you see, here's a bishop saying, speaking out.
Hey everybody, it's Bishop Barron. I'm sure by now you've all heard about this controversy involving the LA Dodgers and the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. You know, the Dodgers invited this group, which I think can only be described as an anti-Catholic hate group, invited them to be honored at the Dodger Stadium. Then when there was a howl of protest from Catholics and others, they disinvited them, good move. But then they re-invited them, and the re-invitation was accompanied by a kind of pathetic apology where they were praised for all the great work that they do. Now look, I'm not going to go into all the details. Look them up on YouTube or something. You'd find what they do. I'll give you one example. I think it was on Easter Sunday, there was a display where they have Jesus on the cross, so the most sacred moment in history for Catholics. And a drag queen comes in and kind of pulls Jesus off the cross, then does a sort of pole dance on the cross. For Catholics, it's hard to imagine anything more offensive than.
I mean, hey, shout out to Bishop Robert Barron. I don't know if he's a good or bad guy, but it's good to see them using religious people using social media in this manner to get their message out there, to get their, they have opinions too. And I think that, the reason that the Dodgers could do that is because Catholics and Christians don't boycott enough. They don't make their voices heard. These corporations forgot that they're extremely valuable to keeping things going. And you can watch the game at home on TV. You can have a barbecue in the backyard, put it on a TV. It's more fun. It's cheaper. You can grill out. You don't have to deal with traffic. It's great. Or you could not watch the game at all. And you could, it's so easy to replace a lot of these woke companies. So I'm glad people are doing it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've got one more today, and then I'm going to take the Saturday and Sunday off. Happy Memorial Day. Shout out to those who've served and their families. Also, pick up your Father's Day gift box. Promo code REMEMBER. Site-wide 10% off sale today. We'll talk to you again real soon.